Hey YouTubers, 95 Speed GTA. Tonight we have my customer Christiana's car, and what we're doing is we're replacing the high beam and the low beam. This is a 2001 Hyundai Elantra, and I'm going to show you guys how to replace the high beam and low beam in each light housing. Alright, so we're going to start off with the passenger side front first, and what you want to do naturally is you want to lift up your hood, and once you get the hood secured, we're going to go about taking off these protective caps that actually house the bulbs. Alright, so here we go. We are going to do the high beam first, and it's located right here. What you want to do to get that cap off is you want to grab it and you want to turn it counterclockwise in this direction. Once it comes off, we're going to put it off to the side, and we're going to take a look at inside. So that's pretty much what's in there. The middle part is the bulb, and that retainer that looks like a giant paper clip is actually what's holding it in. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to first disconnect the positive wire that's on the bulb, and then next we're going to disconnect the retainer that's holding the bulb in. We're going to grab it, wiggle it until it pops out. See it? We're going to put it off to the side. And then what we're going to do, make sure you guys got a good view. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, you see this part, this U-shaped part that's right here? What we're going to do is we're going to push it and lift up at the same time. And as you can see, you see what it's doing? It's going back. Get it out of the way. Then we're going to grab the bulb and just pull it out. That's the bulb. Now, you can't touch these, and this is the reason why. It's always good to wear gloves, clean gloves, but if you touch this with your bare finger, what's going to happen is the oil from your finger, and I'm not talking about motor oil, the natural oil that's in your skin will get on this. And when you put the bulb in and the bulb illuminates, it'll get so hot that it actually causes the oil residue that's on it to burst the bulb. So since this is the old bulb, we don't really have to take too much care. So we're going to get rid of that, but then we're going to get ready for the new bulb. All right, so here's our new bulb. Looks exactly the same. In case you guys are wondering, it's an H1 bulb. They come in different brands, but this is a replacement stock halogen H1, 12 volt, 55 watts. Now before we install this bulb, I want to show you guys, you see the two tabs? What you want to do is we got to line them up with the tabs that are inside there. I'm sure you can see them. One's right there, one's right there. Oh, gotta get a better angle. Remember, if you're not wearing gloves, do not touch the bulb. It's really not much of a tight space we're working in here, so that's kind of good. Okay, we got the bulb where we want it to go. Now we're gonna take this retainer, I'm gonna slowly push it in. Alright, so now we just make sure it's all set. Now we're gonna take the retainer and we're gonna push the retainer in. I gotta get a better view myself. We're going to push the retainer in while pushing down. We got to get it to hook on that little J hook on the bottom. Sometimes, depending on the car, this could be a real big pain in the ass. Okay, so we got it. See how it is right here? Make sure you guys have enough light. Now we're going to take our positive wire again. I'm going to put it on. Okay, and we're done. Now what we're going to do is, before we close it up, we're going to test it just to make sure the bulb works. Yes, we do get defective brand new bulbs. Okay, and the bulb works. Now we're going to take our cap, wait for it to click in. I know I'm going counterclockwise, I'm just trying to get it to, there we go, get it to sink in. And we give it a good turn till it don't go no more. And there we are. That's the bright done. Now we're going to do the low beam. The low beam is loaded right here, conveniently, sarcastic, conveniently in front of the washer fill bottle. So it's going to be a little tricky. Sometimes it's easier to actually take the headlight out of the car and just do these, but when you get a job where you see this is broken and this looks like it's been sitting for a long time, you don't want to mess with it. So it's worth the extra couple of minutes just to fight it a little bit. And you don't have to break the housing, because then you'd be getting a new housing for the customer. You don't want to do that. Alright, so same deal as before, counterclockwise. Got it out. This doesn't look good. We have electrical tape. Uh-oh, we're gonna find out why. Looks like we got a little backyard work getting done over here. We got a piece of, not electrical tape, we got duct tape holding this in. Kind of curious as to why. Uh-oh. Alright, let's do a little investigating here. Usually this isn't good when we have this. Alright, we got a bulb that's kind of loose. And it looks like, oops. It looks like this was messed with before. So for this car, see what I just did? Let me get this out of the way. Alright. I don't know why they did that. Doesn't look like anything's broken, but it's the same principle as doing the high beam. Alright, so it's confirmed. The regular low beams are H7 bulbs. This is how they usually come. They're in a protective wrap. Again, so you don't touch them. Alright, already I get the feeling that the reason why that electrical tape was there, because the person who changed it wasn't able to see that he installed it improperly. Let's see how that sits. 'Cause that's what it looks like to me right now. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to take this headlight out. I'm not happy with this at all. This doesn't look good. So we're gonna have to take the headlight out. I'm gonna show you how to do the low beam on the other side, but this is pretty straightforward on how you do it. The only reason why I can't complete this is there's definitely something wrong with this retainer. It looks bent and it's just not going in the right direction. Okay, so I had to take the headlight out, and for any of you that want to take the headlight out, this is obviously the back view. There's a terminal here that you have to take out. It's basically a push clip, and you push it, you push it and pull back. You want to take out your signal bulb first, and all you really do is grab it, turn it counterclockwise, and pull out. And like I showed you in the beginning of the video, this is towards the front of the car. There's two tabs. There's one here, and there's supposed to be one right here, but that's been broken off because obviously, as you could see, someone has done something to this car already. But these are both two 10mm bolts, and you have to get an extension because right here is a 11mm bolt that you have to undo, and the only thing that's holding it in afterwards is this presses into the body and holds it into place. These are a little tricky to get out, these headlight assemblies. They're tricky to get out because you got to do some prying, and you got to be real careful to do that. But as you can see, the biggest pain in the ass on getting the headlight out is going to be right here, because it's got a piece that actually folds in right here and just pretty much adheres itself to here. So I would start by doing it from here, prying this way, but your two biggest problems are going to be right here. Don't be afraid to fight with it a little bit. And as you can see, the damage on this car already, you know, you didn't have to be too careful and not scratch the paint. But I would like to say these are moderately easy to get out, but I can't. So good luck on that, and if you have any problems, just let me know. So we're going to go back to this and taking a close look at why this is the way it is, and I'm trying to get a position on it. Alright, there we go. So looking at it and trying to figure out why it is the way it is, I could tell that somebody broke the screw, or at least broke the housing trying to get this out, and I think they reinstalled it backwards, because this is pretty much serving absolutely no purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to take the bulb out yet again, put it off into a safe place, and I'm going to unscrew that, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to see if that works. So we're going to put a little dab in there. The weird thing about this adhesive is it expands after you use it. And you're supposed to wet it after you use the adhesive. There, and I'm only doing this to give it build and strength. That's why I'm using the Gorilla Glue, because like I said, once it dries, it expands. Alright, I tighten that down a little bit, and that has got me to where I want it. Okay, so that's how the headlight's installed. Before we close this off and put this all back in, I'm going to plug this in just to make sure that everything works now. We can get rid of this. Push. Right back in. Okay. There we go. And the only thing we got left to do, which I forgot to do when I put the headlight back in, is do the signal in. Forgot to do that. And there we go. We got new headlights. And that's how you change the bright, which is the high beam, and the low, which is the low beam, on your 2001 Hyundai Elantra.